is groundbreaking technology, the technology that enables you to simplify the screen printing process. It enables you to, if you're working with a limited space, it enables you to print multicolors in a limited, small, confined area. Like I know a lot of us are just trying to get it from wherever we are. And I think this stuff is worth taking a look at. That's exactly why I chose this guy to come onto the channel and show us a few pieces that he has, how they work. And you guys in the comments can ask him some questions as well throughout the live. So we're going to bring him on shortly. But those of you guys that did not see the live where I showed you some of his technology, you guys have to go back and check out that live after you see this live, of course, because he got some stuff. And I think it's amazing. It's amazing. So we're going to bring him on shortly, but I'm going to wait for a few of you guys to join into the live first so everybody can witness this greatness, and so he can do some demonstrations for us and break down the software and exactly how you use not the software, break down the equipment rather, and explain to us how to use the equipment, guys. So I'm not going to prolong this anymore. I'm going to go ahead and start the meat and potatoes and get to it. I'm just going to make sure that everything is going good on YouTube right now. And yeah, it looks like it's going good. Going to make sure everything is going good on Facebook. Yes. Hold on. Yep. We look like we're good. And Twitch. All right. All right. All right, cool. All right, so let's get this started. I'm gonna bring Swin in. He's in the background right here. And I'm gonna bring him on really soon. Hold on, let me turn on his audio so we can get this party started. All right, boom. All right, Swin, you can go ahead and join in. This is Swin, everybody, from Fraqtals, and he is the inventor, creator, CEO of Fraqtals that makes all the magic happen himself. Swin, can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your technology?
Whoa, what's good, man? I'm Swin, inventor of Fraqtals print pots. You know what I mean? For the last 10 years, I've been in the garage inventing this crazy press that's going to change this next generation of printers, man. And what the print pots is, man, it's a universal screen print tool with the X plugs, what it starts with. You know what I mean? And it's really an all-in-one screen printing and heat pressing modular setup. And that's like the short form of it, and I'll break it down a little longer later.
Nice. Okay, so how did you get started? First of all, in the whole industry, how did you like start screen printing traditionally, or like did you straight up say, look, I think I have an idea and I want to make this thing? How did you get started?
Man, that was it. I started off like most of y'all with a brand. You know what I mean? I had my own clothing brand. I ended up buying a screen print machine from a DJ that used to print for my clothing, my record company. We went there one day to get some shirts printed. He was like, man, I'm out of business.
Right? Pause. Yeah. You said record company, bro. You know, we need some clarification, some enlightenment.
That's where we started, man. Me and my brother, we always been doing video production, music production, since like a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, too, as well. You know, he's been doing music production and was the artist. So we've been doing this since the 90s, right? That just dates us, right? But in early 2000, me and my brother and a cousin, we was going into Mexico and Latin America doing music tours and setting up events. And that we were getting our shirts printed, and that's a whole nother life away, it seems like.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you have anything online that some of the viewers might want to check out as far as music is concerned.
Oh yeah, for sure. You on YouTube, so check out this YouTube Swindo, Swindoe, and you'll see the videos that we were producing. This was like early 2000. I stopped doing music probably in, yeah, like 2009 or so, and started having kids, having a family, and started moving my focus into other things. So yeah,
Amazing.
search Swindo.
So,
Yeah,
did the music lead to the clothing brand, or did the clothing brand lead to the music?
yeah. Nah, definitely the music led to the clothing because as I was performing, I always wanted to, you got to wear something fly,
Oh
something
yeah.
unique, and that's why I started finger painting custom shirts. You know what I mean? As I performed out, like I said, I was living in Mexico, the country, in Hermosillo for like
Hmm.
2.5 years. Right, we were doing a lot of production, and it wasn't easy for me to find, good brands. This is early 2000s, so I ended up really finger painting, making my own custom shirts as I was performing, and that led into the clothing brand. And so that's the only reason I even purchased the machine, the screen print machine from the DJ, was to just, give a little more expression on my finger painted design, do some stuff on the sleeve, print stuff on the sleeve, do my inside tag. So I
Nice.
started off screen printing. I didn't know any other way. Luckily, I got that art form and that trade down first. And
Hmm.
so that led into me inventing the machine.
So when you first started with your first screen printing equipment that you got from the DJ, what was that
Yeah.
equipment exactly?
Man, I don't even know the brand.
We
It
don't need to
seemed
know the
like a
brand. Just
dinosaur, but
just
it
what did you get?
it
What
was,
was it?
yeah, it was a four color one station, right?
Okay.
Four color one station, little standalone thing. And I purchased it, moved to Houston, and that's where I kind of learned the process. You know what I mean? There was a
Hmm.
guy that lived next door to me. He taught me how to burn screens and showed me that. I guess so I perfected that in my laundry room.
Mm.
I was curing shirts in my oven, you know what
Dang.
I mean? Doing what I had, making it happen. And so from that process, just getting all of that down, that gave me a really in-depth way of understanding what I was doing. And also it allowed me to really start off jumping straight out of any corporate business job I was doing
Hmm.
into the clothing, because screen printing, of course, is a lot cheaper. It's pennies on a dollar. DTF wasn't invented yet. It was just vinyl. And that, you know what I mean? It wasn't like a great way to apply or even try to do print for customers. So,
Yeah.
just having that screen printing, and that allowed me to be able to have my my return on it, on my revenue, was way higher. You feel
Mm.
me? My
Right.
profit margin was way higher per t-shirt. So it allowed me to get my business going a lot faster and easier.
Okay. How difficult was that process? Like when you first started learning, like learning how to burn screens. How difficult was that process to learn?
Man, it at that time it wasn't a lot of information out there. This was early to mid 2000, right? So it wasn't a lot of information, but the few concepts was this: that it had to be time, light, time, distance, and then understanding that to get the right transparency, right? The emulsion, the ink. It was a lot of different variables that
Okay.
made it kind of difficult at that time. So it took me a while to get my process down, right? And I found a solution for the light. It was a PVC DIY type of setup, right? That most people starting off are using.
Mm-hmm.
And I used that for years, right? But off of that 500-watt halogen lamp is what I really learned how, and the how I could tweak the process of screen printing to get that screen right. So it took me a little time, but now I got it. I teach others how to do it.
Okay. Dope. 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 So what I'm hearing is already that process within itself was a big learning curve and something that you had to learn, and then
Yeah.
that's before you even put the screen on the press. So
Right.
from burning to putting the screen on the press, at what point did you say, you know what? I think I can do this better. Like, I have an
Um,
idea. Like, what happened?
man, so once I got that part down, you know what I mean? That's when I really started running into the restriction. And I get that, just that process of getting the screen that really hinders a lot of people from even trying to screen print. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? They don't get that part of it. That's probably the more difficult part of the screen print process, right? But once I got that, then I ran into the limitation of the machine. And like I said, I had the four color. And with that, I was trying to do my own clothing brand, get my own designs, and you can't do much with a four color. And then you'll realize once you start screen printing, people know you screen print. Now they
Mm-hmm.
want you to screen print for them,
For them.
right? I was doing a business, so I never got a chance to get to my designs. I end up pushing my brand to the side just to make money. You know, I was providing for my family in that way, and with that, it just I hit that block, right? And once I
Mm-hmm.
hit that block, I realized, all right, I need to create something better because I see that system. I'm gonna get caught in buying a bigger machine and end up selling it. Now
Mm.
I'm stuck in a space because I'm doing it in my den. And I was looking at the specs of these machines. I'm like, damn, that's nothing that I could keep up with,
Right.
right? And I started getting on the internet. I seen that line press. I seen that how they did it overseas. I'm like, man, that looks way more efficient. They're not restricted with the colors,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I just seen even limitations with that. They didn't have
Right.
the heaters set up like how they was doing with the little heat guns. You have to have multiple people doing it, and most people starting off like myself for over a decade. I did it by myself, right?
Right.
And so I'm like, nah, I need to create something more efficient. So that took me on the path of creating fractals.
So
Yeah.
let me ask you this, young man. uh, so so is it okay? Let's. Cause I've seen you online actually welding
Yeah.
and making this stuff with your hands just behind you. And
And yeah.
so, did you know how to weld prior to, or did you learn how to weld so you can make this equipment?
That's it. I learned how to weld just to make this. Man, my first one I did make was out of
Hold
wood.
on, take a pause for a second, guys. Did you hear what the man said? This is the definition of by any means necessary. My man wanted to make something and he learned how to weld. Like he learned how to weld so he can
Gotta
make
do
his
it.
thing. That's crazy right there. That's
Gotta do
that's
it.
that's pretty impressive right there. I'm not gonna lie. And I've seen your
Man,
welding and it looks good. Like I see the stuff behind you right there. It looked good. So I'm sorry I interrupted you,
yeah.
man. I had to pause you and give you
No,
props
you
on that
good.
because
And
crazy.
and I didn't even look at it in that way. You know what I mean? I've always been that just a determined person. If I see the vision, I'm a pretty much overcome whatever obstacles in front of me to
Mm-hmm.
see that vision come to life. So I didn't really at that time I wasn't thinking of it like I gotta do this, da da da. It was just I went to right. So after wood one, it was dope. I used that for years, right? For about 3, 4 years. But then, people were like, man, this is way better than any other machine. Like, and I started getting into the process and seeing like, damn, there's really nothing else out there. Like if I could benefit from it, it could benefit others. So, but I knew I couldn't sell a wood, machine. So
Right.
that's what got me into welding, right? I took my first idea to a guy I knew that could weld, and he was like, man, it's gonna cost me hella money for
Mm.
this first iteration, right? And so of course I'm like, I could buy a welder. You know what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
YouTube University it, and my welds didn't always look this good, but over time it did. But that's what, to me, most of us that are in this space of doing clothing brands, whether you print for yourself or business wise, entrepreneurship, we kind of you gotta have that ingenuity. You
Right.
know what I mean? That
Yeah.
that I'm gonna make it happen type of
By any
vibe
means
to you.
necessary
So
type.
that
Yeah.
part. So I think that was just part of it. Most people watching have that in them anyways. And so yeah, as I got into doing the welding, man, this is the final words. This is probably like 20 different
Mm.
iterations to get here.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So the first fractals point one, when I even called it fractals, it was more of a, I call it a pod, but if you can envision peas in a pod, right? It had more of a frame on it,
Mm-hmm.
and then these little pods set inside of it, right?
Okay.
And the frame is what carries the rail, right? So I'm gonna break down after this. I'm gonna break down what are the major functions of fractals and what makes it stand out. But after that iteration, right, that involved the registration system. But as I
Mm.
went to get the patent on it, I seen that somebody had a similar registration system, right? And I was like, damn. So that set me back about a year to figure out a different registration system that actually worked better,
Right.
right? Than
Nice.
my original idea,
What's
right?
up?
And that's what you see here with the registration eyelets and how the registration brackets fit within it, right? So
Okay.
that's iteration one. That was Fractals one, and then came up with the idea of, all right, damn, how can I break this apart and so it's not one big machine? Like I didn't start off having all of this space. I didn't start off in a shop. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? What if somebody start off like me with the one station? How can I break it down? And so that's when I really broke it down to individual pieces. But that then led me to another hurdle and another obstacle
Mm.
of, all right, I finally perfected the rail system because I got tired of pushing my flash dryer around my wood station and kept, you know what I
Right.
mean? That was a headache. So I'm like, I need to perfect the rail system. So once I did that, I had to figure out now when I set it apart, how can I also make that rail system connect in a way where they can snap together like this,
Wow. That's
right?
crazy.
And to build into this whole system, as you can see right here, right? That the trolley that carries the heating elements
Oh my God, bro. This
is
is
sliding,
crazy.
right?
This is crazy.
Right. So
Yeah.
once I got that worked out, and then I came with, okay, damn, a lot of people are doing heat pressing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Come with me this way, right? A lot of people are doing heat pressing. How can I involve this whole system to have the heat press also be a part of it and a multi-pod system? And that's
Right.
the crazy thing. I hated heat press because it took so long. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Right.
it's one at a time. It's the slowest process ever,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so I'm like, damn, if I could speed up heat pressing too, I seen you got the one station, maybe a two station heat press, and that's cool. But damn, what if you could have right here? We got 16 stations with the Pro system,
That's crazy.
right? Yeah. And so when we're really in production, we're like knocking them out. We got
Wow.
two or three people. Some are putting them on, some are taking them off, some are lining up the DTFs, right? And so that really, once I figured that out, I had to redesign the whole pod and the platen for the heat press because, of course, that pressure, that heat press.
Right.
So, each of these iterations took years, took like a year or two to really figure
I
and
see him doing it
master
in the
so
background
that,
right there.
yeah, like, see him, he's knocking them out.
So you
Everything is made out
designed,
of steel.
sorry, you designed
Yeah.
that right there?
I designed all of it. I have a patent pending on all of this right here. So these are the major functions of my patent: is the registration system, is the rail and trolley system that gives you the interchangeable heating elements, right? And then the way that the pods connect together,
Mm-hmm.
right? And also the our newest addition to the patent is the X plug part
Oh
that
yeah.
allows you to remove this. That's the last part of the 3.0 is when I introduced the X plug. That's how we got to the 3.0. It's like I need to show this is something that I realized, damn, it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, man. These
Mm-hmm.
people got these machines and they don't want to, change their whole system up. How can I involve them into this whole fractals process?
Yeah.
And that X plug, like I've been sitting on it for years, but once I finally got to the point where, okay, everything else is done, let me incorporate everybody else into this.
All right.
And
All right. Okay.
yeah,
Sorry. Let's stop there. And let me ask you this
talk to
question,
me.
right? So
Yeah,
the X plug is I've seen you online before and I saw your stuff. I'm like, it's dope. But when I saw that X plug video, that's what made me
yeah,
start thinking, like, wait a minute. At first when I saw the heat press, when I saw the trolley system, like, dang, this is dope, this is dope. But then the X plug, I was like, whoa, this is different. This is different. So can we
yeah.
start? Well, you want to start there and work your way up, or you want to start from the big module system, work your way down? I want you to show
Let's
us,
let's let's start with let's
explain.
start with the smaller
Okay,
system
okay.
over here. So this smaller system here,
Mm-hmm.
I said this is your one pod, where most people will probably start off with. That's where I started off with a small footprint, same size as any other one station that you will find on the market. Just as small, if not smaller, right? Everything is made out of steel. There's nothing plastic. I heard somebody say, man, that's a lot of money for some plastic. Never, never plastic.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? This is American steel. I handcraft these myself.
Made
I
in America.
I had opportunity to do other manufacturing overseas. And to me, it's more important to have the craftsmanship to make sure it's good. Um, and make sure that I'm delivering a dope product to you every time, right? So
Right.
every one that I sell, the ones that's out there in the environment right now, I've handcrafted them each, every
Wow.
one, right? So that's why it's not like you order it and I ship it out the same day. You're getting it handcrafted. We have some in the inventory, but most of them are done, and I streamline that whole system. That's a whole nother, podcast, but of my
Okay.
manufacturing portion of it. But they're all handcrafted by me. It's all steel. This is all thick, quarter-inch aluminum, right? And so with this pod right here, this I priced it at a very, man, this is very reasonable for what you're getting. Because if you look at any of the higher end one station four colors,
Mm-hmm.
this is probably priced better than that, and without the limitations of having four colors,
Right.
right? This is unlimited color screen printing machine. And regardless if you, some people hit me like, hey, I just want to get the heat press portion. That's cool, but it comes with the unlimited color screen printing, and I teach you. And that's the biggest part. Like, that's intimidating for people, screen
Mm.
printing. But I'm a teacher, man. I want you to be successful. I don't want you to get fractals and not being able to utilize it. That's like having a Ferrari, but you only know how to get out of first gear
All
because you
right.
don't know how to do clutch. Feel me?
Tell us
So I'm a teacher.
what makes that one thing, because a lot of people are going to be confused. What makes that one pod right there
Mhm.
unlimited screen printing? We don't know. I
Okay.
explain.
Come over here. I'm gonna show you. So these are what you're looking at here are just pods connected, just like that. They all start off with this. This is
Mm-hmm.
one pod. This is one another pod. These are all pods that are just connected together. So don't think of it as one thing. So I'm gonna show you right here. Right, this one pod is the same as that pod over there. This is what makes it unlimited color. Our registration system, it sits in here perfect.
Okay.
It allows you to print here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me soak this up a little bit. My we good. And then be able to go to the next screen,
You
the next
ain't.
color,
Jesus.
right? Boom. Similar to what you may see online in a line press,
Okay.
but what makes this unique is that the line press is you have to actually burn the screen in this way in order to get this type of registration. Mine, our registration happens on press. And what that means on press is that these registration knobs are adjustable.
Mm.
And so when we first set up this design,
Bro, this is crazy right here.
we registered.
Wow. So, what's the weight of a one station pod? How much does that weigh?
When we ship it out, it weighs about 35 pounds,
Okay, not
which
bad at
is,
all.
and so it's a good weight. Let's step back here. It's a good weight, right?
It's solid.
It's solid, all right?
Mm-hmm.
With the platinum, I ship this out, it weighs about 35 pounds, right? So it's very good, it's very sturdy, and it has mounts here where we can just bolt it into something. If you have a good stable table, you can bolt it right into there. I
Mm-hmm.
also have the cart. I should have the cart is back there. That this actually, you've seen it on the videos. You pull this out and you can put it right into a cart and make it a mobile setup when we go
Mm.
do like live printing stuff like that. Perfect for that. And yeah, that's you see it right here. I just printed.
Does it come assembled, or how hard is it to put together? Wow, that's incredible. Hold
Man,
that up again.
yeah,
Sorry.
I just did. I could probably soak it a little
Wow.
more in the color, but you can see I just did it as you
Just
was
now.
watching me. It's very
Right.
simple. I'm gonna run it through the dryer real quick, and I'm gonna show you even though. So some people don't have a dryer, right? And that's cool. So what you would do is just secure it. These dryers are 1800 infrared. I
Mm-hmm.
don't sell anything cheap.
Yeah,
Like I could
infrared
have cut
technology
corners.
is
Yeah, I could have cut corners and went with the coil
right.
because I bought one of those when I first started. It was a coil flash and it was no good. I went with the infrared, right? And this dryer, 1600 watts, it gives it really fast, good cures, good flashes. So even if you don't have the space for a conveyor, because I didn't have a conveyor when I started either. So I want to make sure I gave you something that this one standalone unit is enough for you to pretty much do what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That's
cured.
that's amazing.
That's cured right there, right?
That's amazing. And
Boom.
help people understand because I've noticed some stuff about your equipment. You said it's all heavy aluminum. Like how how are you sourcing this stuff? And this how are you making sure it's profitable? Like it's got to be expensive to produce this
Yeah.
stuff.
It's not cheap. And that's where I'm at. But I'm not, I don't want to give you nothing cheap. You know,
Mm-hmm.
some people are like, man, most people agree with the price and they see the value in it. There's very few people that may tap in and be like, damn, that's a
Right.
lot for this. But they don't get this is handcrafted. This is good steel. This is top grade aluminum,
Right.
right? Nothing on here is cheap. It's all good. So it's gonna last you forever.
Right. Because
You know what I'm
I
saying?
got a comment just now. Sandy says, "Can he make it affordable for everyone?" And the thing, Sandy, is why I'm asking him this is
That's pretty
because
affordable.
you got to understand for what you're getting and the
Yeah.
price, it makes like from a business perspective, right? Sandy, if you make shirts, for
Yeah.
example, if you buy a shirt for $10 and then you buy your equipment for X amount of dollars, and your customer comes to you and says they want you to make a heavy duty, heavy blend cotton shirt and put the image on it and print the image on it, and they only want to pay $10. If you pay $10 for that blank, how does that make sense? And I got to get you to understand. I'm trying to get you guys to understand what's going on here because you're getting heavy duty aluminum, steel, right? And
Mhm.
he's making them specifically for you when you order. So that's labor
And,
costs. It's not
and
getting
this too.
manufactured overseas. It's made in America, and
Yeah.
nobody else has this. So it's like he has to
I'm
price
giving
it a
you
certain
like the,
way
the
that makes
best
sense.
innovation. Yeah, this is the best innovation and it's very comparable to any other professional screen printing machine on the market. Look at any of them. I'm not going to say the competitors out there, but look at
Mm-hmm.
any of the good one. Not the Chinese one, not the blue one that I show you in the video. That's the cheapest thing that you could get for $200. But even that $200 one, you can get this station right here, right? This is on sale for like $600. Now, if you're in the business and you're doing this, I see some people have a clothing brand. They're selling their shirts for $80, but you don't want to invest $300 into a machine that can continuously make you money. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't even really do jobs that don't make under $300 in profit.
Right.
So, right? So, when you're thinking of that way, everybody that's purchased my machine has said, man, I've made my money back the first job I've done. Everything
Wow.
after that is just profit. So you got to think of if you're just a hobbyist and it's something you do on the side and you don't care about the color restrictions and you don't care about doing this in a professional way, then you might just want to go with the cheap blue one and be happy with it. But if this is something that you're looking to be like, nah, I want professional grade and I want it to look good. I want to, if my business does grow, because I didn't know I was going to be here. I
Right.
started off with one machine. If I could have had one machine that I could have just kept growing with, that's invaluable. Like that's amazing to be able to have this. And then 5 years later, or 2 years later, as your business grows, you keep adding pods with the
Wow.
smallest footprint on the market. When you think about the innovation that you're getting for the price point, I'm really cutting y'all a deal. No joke. Like, and I'm making them myself. Like, you're not gonna find that type of deal on the market anywhere.
Yeah. So everything you said, like, listen, I'm getting excited. It making me want one even more. So let me, because I think a lot of people are not going to grasp the concept of this until they start walking into the screen printing process and start exploring it. They don't
Right.
understand what they're looking at fully. And I guess I'm trying to get the person that doesn't understand the process of screen printing and what's involved in it
Yeah.
to understand what's in
Yeah.
front of them, because they're not getting it. So
Yeah.
a cheap single,
Yeah.
like, because I see so much versatility in your equipment. Like, you can
Yeah.
literally put a shirt on there and buy that heat pressing element and like just use
Yeah.
it for doing
And
DTF.
that's the thing. Like, so, some people say they just, I've sold quite a bit with them, just the heat pressing portion of it. Because they know, even if you just got into DTF, right? Let's come
Mm-hmm.
over here. Even if you're just doing DTF, show me another manual DTF machine that can do 4 at a time. And then as you add, do 5 at a time. And then do 6 at a time. Like, show me another machine that has that capability. And then I'm gonna teach you how to screen print, because I know that's where your real money's gonna come from. Most people don't realize it. That's really where your money and your
Mm-hmm.
quality is gonna come
I
from, is
can vouch
screen
for that.
printing. You know what I mean? So until you got into that process and you've noticed a shirt, that's why vintage shirts are so dope. There'll never be a vintage DTF shirt.
Right.
That's not
Right.
a
Right.
thing because it won't be a thing because they don't last that long, for
Yeah.
one,
It
right?
won't last. You're right. Yes.
It don't last,
It'll
right? The
go for
quality isn't there.
a good couple washes, but after that, it is gonna fail. It's not gonna be 100 washes. It's not gonna be. You're lucky if you get
Yeah,
50. We are very lucky if you get 50 washes, to be honest, with the
you're
best,
lucky if
best,
you
best
get it.
DTF.
Right. And so to have that, the ability to start right here, and I'm gonna teach you screen printing because I know you're gonna need it. You're gonna make money off of screen printing, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the fastest way to get in it, DTF, and I get it. That's why I made the attachment for heat pressing so that even if this is where you at, and you're starting off right here in your process, you get one of these, start here. I'm gonna teach you screen printing, but as that business grow, you realize, damn, if I could stack them, and I got that at a pod, you can get a whole another pod for $900. And so as your business grows, and like I said, it. It's only a lot of money if you're thinking about it and you're not making money off
Right.
of your business. Then it's not a business. If you're not making money, it's not a business. It's a
Right.
hobby, right? So as a hobby, you might think it's a lot of money, but if this is a business, like right here, these shirts that we're printing, for one of my homie's sons, he plays for the U of A. Evans, check them out, number 21. They balling out this year, right? And so this process right here, this is nothing. This order would have paid for 2 of these
Mm-hmm.
pods already. But when you're thinking of it in that way, it's a no-brainer.
So, uh, I have a question for you. Shoes
Yeah.
AMS says, how do you care for these? What's the maintenance involved in having one of these?
I just keep them pretty. You know what I'm saying? It ain't. That's the thing. It's still right here. The only maintenance really that we do, I wipe them down and keep them pretty because they my babies, and I like my showrooms to always look good. I never
Mm-hmm.
wanted my print shop to look like a print shop. Most print shops look dirty, right? And it's just kind of a mess going on in there. But I made Fractals to the point where I want it to be a nice looking machine where
Right.
it's the era of taking the back room and bringing it to the front room. People like to watch the process, and I did that years ago. Of like, damn, people like to see the process of you making a shirt. So I kind of took that back room and brought it to the front. And so as I invented and came up with the color schemes and all that, I wanted it to look good. So the
Mm.
only maintenance is these right here. We replaced our, what do we call these? What are these?
The
Uh,
the the patent
the
protector.
pallet tape. But yeah, the pallet tape, the double-sided pallet tape. That's the only thing that we replace probably every week or so, depending on how much work you got. And that's really it, man. Like, it's made out of steel. It's nothing that you have to replace. It's not plastic. There's not like
Nothing you got
consumables
to
or
oil.
wearable. Nah, like these, I've been working with. our shock absorbers right here is probably the only thing, but I haven't had to replace mine since I came out. It's been over a year and a half since I've been using these. And so if there's anything to replace it, that. The heat press has the most, I guess, electrical components. And I got I saw some good heating elements for that. Our interface is good. So I haven't had to replace those, personally, honestly.
Yeah.
And that's really with any machine that you buy. Like this is a limited lifetime warranty. Most machines are like 2 to 3 year warranty. On any of the print pods, they're limited lifetime warranty. And if you're dropping it, of course, we're not going to replace it. You did something you're not supposed to do. Feel me?
Right.
But if you're using it how it's supposed to be used, it's going to last you forever.
Dope. All right. So, all right, let's go back to the beginner screen printing people. So, because I got Sandy is asking, do you have to cure screen prints? And the answer is yes, Sandy.
Yeah.
But Sandy, what I also want you to understand is when you buy one of those systems, there's two different ways you can cure it. You can cure it with that dryer in the back if you don't have a actual oven. So there's a dryer right there. So you can buy that with your pod. And you can explain this better than me, Swin. So for me, for example, I do light screen printing, and right now I only offer one color prints screen printing because that's what I'm comfortable doing. I'm not comfortable doing registration right now. I'm not comfortable doing 3 or 4 color or even 2 color jobs for that matter. And that's why this really tweaked my interest, because once you are able to do those 2, 3, 4 color jobs, that's when the real money starts rolling in, because there's not much things that you can't do. And everybody loves screen printing, especially because screen printing is the most economical, efficient way to make shirts. But the barrier to entry and the things and the learning process is like extreme if you're just starting off. But there are different pieces of equipment like these pods that can help simplify the process. So, Swin, explain, and say for somebody that wants to get into screen printing and only has the money to limited resources, right? Limited financial resources. What can they buy? So what would you recommend for them to get into so they can start making money after they follow your guidance and start doing 1, 2, 3 color jobs or something like that? What do you got for us? How much?
I recommend this setup right here. This one pod, and I have this. I believe this is going for $1,900. It's on sale for $1,900. I mean, just under $2,000 for this. Gives you the curable. This can cure your prints. Gives you unlimited color, and it gives you the pod and the heater. Right? If you want to jump in the screen printing game, I challenge you to find a good infrared heater, good professional screen print infrared. A good infrared and a good professional screen printer, not one of them cheap ones, comparable to this, with this footprint. It's not a side. Most flashes are something on the side that's taking up footprint. Most people don't have that, right? So this right here will give you the whole setup in this is a 22 by 24 inch space. And now you're able to screen print and everything you need right here, right? If you're looking to get in the game, this is it right here.
So what's comparable, what's coming to my mind is say the base screen print thing you're going to get is a one color station isn't even comparable to what I'm looking at right now, because that one pod gives you unlimited colors, right?
Right.
So I can't even compare that to a one color pod. You got to compare. One color press, because you got to compare that to at least a four color 4 station. And starting off with a 4 color 4 station,
even
just
that's not
just the press, you're gonna look with shipping and everything, you're gonna look at $1,600, and then you don't even have the heating element to cure. And then when you do buy a heating element, you're gonna buy one with those coils, because the infrared one is too expensive. So already you're significantly past the $2,000, the $1,900 that you can get this one for right here. And so when somebody purchases this, like, what's the learning process? Do you have anything in place where they can learn screen printing? Do they have to come down to your
Perfect.
location? Do you offer classes? Do you have something online, a video? What we got?
Yeah. So what we're doing, we just paused it for the holiday and we finished our brand camp and we paused, but we have free screen printing courses every other week. And those
Mm,
are some on Zoom. You can tap in on Zoom. And this is what I offer everybody that purchases Fractals.
mm.
They get this. Like you're getting free and you get free consultation from me. Like I said, it don't do me no good. I don't win if you don't win. And that's our concept. So if when you purchase one, as long as you're tapping into our free every course every 2 weeks, you're gonna get the process because we break down from the digital portion of how to, get your image ready on a computer, how to print it out, how to expose it, and then how to line it up and print those processes, right? So we even have this service as well, right? And we're launching this in a full capacity top of the year, where I'm gonna let you jump over that whole front part of even exposing your screen. That's the service that we'll have. You'll just be able to upload your images to us. We can burn them, send them out to you,
Nice.
like for a service. But I really want to get you. This is an opportunity for you to get acquainted with your local print shops. It's better for you to go to your local print shops, right? And so I'm gonna set up those relationships. Like we have pods all around the U.S. right now. We just shipped our first one to Jamaica last week. I'm hype about that. But just setting up the relationships with local print shops. So if there's a print shop online that wants to be part of our program, holla at me because people that have fractals and probably any other person might come to you for that screen printing service, the burning of the screens, so that all they have to do is put the screens on press and start printing, right? But eventually, I want you to have full control. We cutting out all middlemen so that any idea, any exploration, creativity, you'll be able to do it because you'll have that full process. And I do have 4.0s coming up. I always drop something new every spring. First day of spring, I'm dropping something new, a new season. So I do have a compact exposed unit that'll give you our exposure. You can burn the screen and wash it out in the same small compact setup. I showed some of
Wow.
that at the top of the year. I showed that at the top of the year in a few videos, old videos. So if you go back and look, and you'll be like, oh, I show it, but I just pulled back on it because I wanted to focus on just production of this first.
Hmm.
When you got too many hands doing too many things, you know what I mean? I just wanted to perfect this and the marketing of this first. And then 4.0 is coming up. It'll have that same in a small footprint. What is that? A 26-inch wide with the exposure unit, everything stacked. It's the exposure unit and from over here. It actually sits on top of this. So when you get the rack system, and it's all one thing. So it'll be once you're done, you want to expose the screen, you can pull your screens out, set up your washout bowl, and it's all one compact thing. I
I
made it for
like that.
people with a compact too.
How
Yeah,
much
it's
is that?
gonna be
How much is
dope,
that
man.
rack
So
system?
this one right here is I want to say this one is 400. This is our older model. I don't even have none of the newer models, but the newer model holds seven.
Hmm.
I think this one holds maybe six. And so there's a mini version of it that's a desktop unit, and that
Hmm.
one holds four. And what that does, if you start off, everything is modular, bro. If you get the little one, that little one actually fits on here. That's what these holes are here. It'll slide on here. So now you have the
Wow,
full four plus the seven.
bro, that's
Yeah.
that's that's amazing how you
It's
make
all
everything fit
modular,
together like
bro.
that, like a puzzle.
It's all modular, man. Like there's no other system out there that's modular, like endless mod. Some people
Hmm.
like, yeah, well, this one press, you can add stations to it. Yeah, but you're gonna stop. You can't continuously, unlimitedly add stations.
Right,
Like the fractals, you can continue until infinity if you want.
right.
There's no other product or any system out there like that.
Okay, so explain the pod. Show us the pod. How much it is? Well, not the pod. The X plug, the X plug. Show us the
Oh,
X plug and explain how that works, what it does.
so the X plug, this is made out of steel. What this does, this is the engine to the pods. Basically, these are the registration eyelets, and this is part of our patented system that this allows our registration bracket. these right here, these brackets, everything is still. These brackets allow you to sit in here like this.
Okay. For the beginners that are watching this, I'm sorry, I gotta take it all the way back. Explain what registration is for the beginners, just not knowing what you mean.
So registration is this: the ability to line up multiple colors together, or even one color together. Just registration is just lining up the image on the shirt or the platen. And if you have multiple color registration, then you're actually lining up these colors right here together so that the image looks clear.
Right.
That's what
Because
registration is.
if it's not registered properly, then your box, for example, half the red part of the box cannot be inside lined up with the black part of the box. It's got to be perfect. Each color has to be lined up perfectly to produce a nice quality end result, like you're seeing right there. So that's what
Exactly. And
go ahead.
this is wet on wet,
Wow, yeah,
right?
I
This
saw that.
wet on wet process. This most screen printing shops won't even want to do this, right? So when I show you these designs, people are coming from DTF and they're like, "Oh, I could do that with a heat print." Yes, I get it, but this is DTF quality imaging with screen printing, actual quality of your shirt, right?
That's
And
actually
this is what most people,
DTG, don't, because DTF, like
yeah,
some
right,
DTFs, if you
right.
try to peel that off with the break with the vintage effect, some of it's not, you're not going to get a quality one every single time where everything comes off possibly.
Exactly. You're right. DTG because it's using the CMYK process. Yep. And
Yeah,
so, like, that's very similar to what your DTG would do, but this has a better
higher
feel
quality.
and a longer quality. Yeah. Higher
Yeah.
quality. And
So
so then I'm not showing you nothing cheap. I could show you a one color, two color. I mean, that's not impressive. You know what I mean? The CMYK process, this is what you will be doing when you get a Fractals product. We'll build you up to be able to do this, eventually.
hmm
And it's not that hard, man. My boy too, he just came into the game like 4 years ago. He
wow.
was, like I said, he's a music producer, still produces music. He came in not knowing anything of this screen printing process, right? Zero.
So
Zero.
Swin, where can people go to check out some of your content? Where you post most of your stuff where they can see the fractals and you talking about it and you doing things? Where can they go to see this stuff?
Well, our Instagram right now is the most active. I do have shorts and stuff. So our Instagram is Fractals, just at Fractals, Fraqtals. And
hmm
we're also on TikTok, same Fractals. I think we're Fractals Print Pods, and on YouTube as well, man. Subscribe to our YouTube, Fractals Print Pods. We're gonna be getting more in depth with the training, having a little more longer sessions for YouTube. And yeah, check us out. Subscribe, follow, all that good stuff.
But most of your content is on your Instagram, right? Fractals,
Yeah. Yeah.
Fractals Print
Fractals is our
Pods.
Instagram.
All right,
Yeah.
so just go to at Fractals to check out some of the content that he has. Lots of videos on the equipment showing the various different pieces and what they do. And what's the website?
Fractals, fractals.com. Yeah.
Okay, so www
Check,
dot.
check, check your auto correction. Your auto correction, I always want to put that Q into a C, but just make sure it's with a Q, Fraqtals.
Okay. And on Fractals, everybody can order from there and place their orders. And where are you located?
We're in AZ. We just recently moved to Phoenix, and we're just right outside of downtown Phoenix. And so if you're in our area, pull up on us in Phoenix and to the Apparel Academy, man. Right here is like the Academy is just a space where we have artists and brands that come here and they work out of this space. At the top of the year, also we'll be launching our membership program, and that membership will allow you, if you're a brand or you're trying to get into the screen print business of it, but you don't want to purchase the equipment, right? This is a space where you can come in with the membership. Depending on what plan you use, you'll be able to use, either 10, 20, 30 hours a month, depending on what you decide. And you'll have access to all of the equipment. We have a cut and sew space as well.
Mm.
We do streetwear, like more of a paint and distress section. Well, we got the computers in the back. If you need a good space to do digital, we do
Embroidery.
the embroidery
I see the
machine. You know, we
1501 right
stack it up.
there.
Yeah, I see you, the embroidery man. Soon I'm gonna be stacking those, man. I need a couple more of those, man. To finish this is to complete it. But yeah, if you the Apparel Academy, if that's something you into and you local, you can holler at us about that too.
So guys, let me let you understand this and break this down for you, so that you guys can really understand. Because I always talk about efficiency on the channel, and listen to what he just said. In order to be more efficient in embroidery, which is my favorite method, you have to buy a
Yeah.
whole nother machine, right? Which is going to cost you, I don't know, maybe about
I
$11,000
got
these days,
I
or
got mine for
$15,000,
15, like
15 grand,
yeah, I got
15
it.
grand. And
Yeah.
if you might
Yeah.
be able to get something used on Facebook Marketplace. I always advertise that for like 5 grand. I've been able to find an MT 1501 for 5 grand, 6 grand.
Ooh,
But that's
dope.
rare. You got to keep on looking every day. But
Yeah.
to get a high quality, the highest quality, this is not even arguable. Normally I say arguable, this is the best print method. No, to get the highest quality print method, you only need one pod and a little bit of training to be able to deliver what you just watched him do right there. I'm trying to get you guys to understand what's going on here. Like, I don't think people are getting the full concept. In order to
I
get the
know, man.
highest quality prints known to man, which is screen printing, and do multiple color jobs in a small space for the least amount of money ever, you can buy this right here. And you can do DTFs also by just purchasing the system that goes on the rail, the top part that goes on the rail, the heat press right there, boom. And now you can press with the just take off one and put the other one on, and and then you can take that one off and put your the curing element on there, which is infrared, by the way. It's not the cheap tubular
Oil.
system or whatever you call it. It's the
Yeah.
high quality infrared system. Y'all are not following. A lot of y'all that are new are not following what's going on right here, and I think it's very important. I'm trying my best to help you guys that don't understand screen printing understand what you're looking at.
Yeah.
This is like I gotta be honest. This is like history right here in the United States of America. This is history, and your creativity and the way in which you created is going to help a lot of people, especially those that are just getting involved with screen printing and want to be efficient and want to be able to take like 500 shirt orders and stuff like that and want to do it in the fastest way possible, 3 colors. I think right now this is the best way to do it right now. If you're limited in space, you know.
Even if you got the space, if you got a huge warehouse and your workflow kind of demands that, then people go to auto, but that's a whole nother league, right?
Yeah,
So that's talking about $100,000 per versus $2,000. You know what I
right.
mean? So it's just a different league. But if you're in the league of, like you said, you're starting off, and that's you right, A-Dubb. Like that's the hardest part is getting people to realize. I'm like, trust me, man. You're gonna run into these limitations of the color. You're gonna run into this system of buying and selling as you try to increase productivity, but
100%.
you're always gonna be limited. Like we just broke the chains. We got you out the matrix. You feel me? Like
Yeah, pretty
jump out
much.
the matrix. Trust me. You know what I mean? Most people want to eat the steak. They're just like, I just want the steak. Like I'm just trying. You know what I mean? Like get out the matrix, bro. And even if you don't completely understand it, talk to somebody that does screen printing, and that's a part. Like so, most people that are in the matrix, they don't even know they're in the matrix,
Right.
or you know what I mean? And you gotta, and this is one of them things like, man, get out of the matrix. I just gave you the pill. So now you can actually see what you could be doing
Right.
and how your creativity and your brand. And most clients are not going to ask for this. And so let me do this. I do want to say this because this is one of those things where some people are like, I never do 4 or 5 color. I just DTF. That's cool. You got to have all the tools in your box. But the more amazing part of this is that this. Not that you could do unlimited color.
Mm-hmm.
It's that you can do unlimited simultaneous projects. That's what's the most important because
Uh-huh. Look, I wasn't even
that's the
thinking about
most.
that.
That's the most because I have reoccurring clients. They come each month. They'll do maybe sometime their first order was 50, the next order is 20. Now that I forgot. We still need three more, right? That scenario, we broke that to the part where now you can save these streams like we have these saved. I haven't re-registered this Kobe in what 4 or 5 months. We just saved this, right?
Uh,
We saved this and we just pull it out when we need it.
mm,
So imagine you can have all of your designs of your clothing brand ready to go, right? So when they order it online, you just pull it out and print it real quick.
mm,
You're not left with those
mm.
smalls, you're not left with those 3X's, right? You print those when you need them. That's one concept. Now if you got a customer that comes like we do softball teams, we'll do rental car people, and they get, twos and fews every once in a while. I don't want to have to re-register that.
Right.
I save those. So now, even with this one press, I can do unlimited simultaneous projects. All of my clothing brands, designs, multicolors can be saved, and I never have to re-register it again.
So
That's the most important part.
explain to me why is it and how do you not have to re-register it? Like, help me understand that concept.
So these right here, it saves the registration. So we just
What saves the
the
registration?
registration is saved. Right. So we stored
What saves the registration?
oh, okay. The registration brackets, which are these,
Okay.
fit into the registration eyelets, which is this part, that saves the registration. This is always gonna sit in the same place on every pod in the world. Every pod in the world.
Okay.
Every pod in the world has this same system. I can take this one out and I just send one out to somebody in New York. If I fly somewhere and I go somewhere, it'll sit in his pod in the same place and I can print. They're all set up to have the unique, their own placement. It's gonna sit in the same place, right? So that's how you save your registration is with those, right?
I'm still a little lost. Like, that's because I'm that new person that I'm talking about, bro. Like,
You in the matrix. I'm breaking you out the
yes,
matrix.
yes,
Bro.
my mind is like, how is it doing that? I mean, I know it fits in that groove right there, but like, is it
Right.
because the two clamps at the top, what do I call that?
Yeah. Those registration brackets.
Your registration brackets. Is it because the registration brackets are sitting on the screen? Do I have to leave them on the screen to save the registration?
Yes.
Okay.
We sit these here. Now, we don't do this with every job. Some jobs are just a one-off job. Now, then I'll unrelease this. I'll loosen it up. That breaks the registration.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay.
By removing this and the bracket comes off, the knobs come off, right? Now I broke that registration.
Okay.
Only when I want to, right? So I could reclaim the screen and reuse these brackets when I need to, but only the ones that I want to keep registered. I know I'm doing a project. I know this customer's gonna come back. Like my clothing brand, these shirts you see right here,
Mm-hmm.
right? That one, that's a 3 color. These other ones are 3 color. So let's come up here and look what we got. We got Kobe sitting up here. We got Jordan back there somewhere. We got the
Nice.
Canelo that we did when he was fighting. And we got the Crawford, right? All the same
Okay.
concepts, CMYK. Those are all registered, and we keep those because people order those, right?
Okay.
And so that's something. When you have that, you just keep it. That gives you the simultaneous project. We could be in the middle of printing this, and somebody say, "Hey, man, remember that shirt you did for me? Can I get another one?" Cool. I'll just go grab it out the back,
Grab
already
the
registered,
screen.
print it for them, not having to re-register it. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so how much is one set of registration brackets?
So we set a set of register that gives you 4. It's
I
I
gotta
want to
go on
say
your website.
$69, something like that, for 4 registration brackets with the hardware. And that's, trust me, when you're looking at steel, and these are not cheap knobs, these are really good knobs. All of that is money. So my profit is a lot lower than what I should be charging. I'm keeping up with comparable prices to these people that have huge manufacturing. They going off overseas,
Mm-hmm.
but I also read reviews that, you know, Most people that get a 4 color or a 6 color, they'll be like, yeah, only like 3 or 4 colors are working right because these other two heads don't really line up right. That's what I
Right.
get a lot of. You right? Mine, all of them are gonna line up because that's never our problem. These are registration brackets, right? If a bracket would go bad, I haven't had that issue, but then you can just replace the bracket and not have to replace the whole head. Like just
Okay.
say you dropped it or something happened. I don't, you know what I mean? So
Okay.
that
Okay.
gives you, yeah. So you start off when you buy any of the pods, whether it be the X plug or the pod, you'll come with four. So that's like coming with a 2 color out the box. You could easily add 4 brackets all the way up. We have a 20 bracket package. I think our 20 bracket is on a good sale for like 289, but that 20 will give you 10 registrations if you wanted to save 10 designs already registered, 2 color designs or whatever it is. You'll get that.
Okay. 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 I'm on your website trying to find the registration brackets. I see the X
Go
plug
down to
right here.
the
It's
at the bottom. You can see mods, the mod portion, and that's where you'll get all of the a la carte
uh-huh.
stuff, the individual. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Do I do I
and we
click
got
on
oversized files. Yeah.
Nah, just keep
So
scrolling.
the one that says
keeps running?
brackets, it doesn't have a price there because you can add. It depends on which package you use.
Okay.
Which yeah, if you want the 4, the 8, the 12, or the 20 package, then it'll give you the price for it.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay, okay. So this is dope, man. So if somebody wanted just a, because I know what I'm looking at, I'll be looking at to start off one pod system, but I want the system with the bracket at the top. So that's 1950. And that comes
Yeah.
with the one station, unlimited colors, the rail that goes at the top of it. So if I want to buy another one, I can connect to it. And that
Yeah.
also comes with the heating element.
I'm telling you, bro, I'm
Bro,
giving it. This is love. Like people don't understand what they're getting. So you can choose either heating element if you want the flash or you want the heat press.
man, I want the flash. I want the infrared flash, bro. Like what? Oh my gosh. And then I buy the other attachment later. This is incredible, man.
It's on
Anything else?
sale. Like
Hmm.
it's not gonna be this cheap. For I'm trying to get you guys into the system so you realize, okay, like you know what I mean. I'm trying to keep it. This is a great entry price. You know what I mean? To get if it's something that you early, like you early in the game, man, get it now, right? Because everything is metal's going up. Metal keeps costing me more money. Every month I go to buy a whole pack of metal again. It's costing me a little bit more. Like
Mm,
these registration brackets, a little bit more. And
right.
so I'm trying to work my way into getting a good wholesale price with our local metal manufacturers so I can kind of lock in my prices, but I'm doing my best. You know what I mean? I'm keeping up with the comparable ones that ain't even comparable. They ain't even close to what we're doing, but the
Right.
pricing is very close. Yeah.
Man, I'm kind of speechless right now because this is something like I'm just listening to you talk and I'm like I just gotta like take a five and digest everything. It's a lot to this. I don't even know what else question to ask you right now because I'm just trying to digest. Like I'm kind of in awe to be honest because I'm thinking about how much money I can make off of schools and stuff like that. Um,
That part. And you said it because we starting our school program like coming back after Christmas break. Yeah, we're going
mhm.
to pretty much every school in the city of Phoenix. Like they've hired us to go through and do our printing stuff with them because for one, our compact, we do a whole little art thing with them, and they get a chance to print their T-shirt when they leave. And every you see our live printing demonstration, most of the time they're printing like a CMYK, a 4 color, one of the most difficult processes in the screen printing industry, but they're doing it as first time printers. You know what I mean? With a little bit of our assistance, just getting that pressure right and help guide the squeegee. But there's so much money to be made off this machine. When people be like, hey man, send me one, I'll shoot content for you. Like, I respect that. I appreciate you wanting to be a part of the journey, but at the same time, this machine is gonna make you a whole lot of money
Right.
for me to send it to you for free. That takes me a lot of money and time to make. So just
And
what I mean, the
let's
respect and
let's
network.
just go on record. And when we had a conversation, I told you that look,
Yeah,
I don't want one for free because I know what I'm looking at. And I know it's expensive,
yeah,
right? So I'm like, I'll pay for mine. I'm gonna pay for mine. So we're
yeah.
gonna
You
have a
said that.
conversation,
Fact.
and I'll be purchasing one soon. Um, and using it to do some content because I'm very excited about the technology, man. I'm even considering like flying out there so I can check it out and get some. I would feel more comfortable, and it's a very good investment for me to fly down there and get some hands on so I can learn how to do the registration. That way, when I get back home, I'm ready to go. That's it,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So I think that's the
Yeah,
move
and
that a lot of people
especially
can
it's
take.
cold. It's getting cold as shit out there in Philly, so you might want to come out this way.
Yo,
You
you
know
have
what I
no
mean?
idea.
We
It's
still
cold
kind
out
of.
here.
You see, I got the short sleeve hoodies on.
40
You know what I mean?
yesterday.
It ain't got that cold yet.
40 degrees yesterday, bro.
We ain't seen 40. We ain't gonna see 40 until like February, probably.
All right,
If
so
that.
If
Right, it's
so
probably gonna get hotter in February.
yeah.
explain your fly right now. Explain. Let me the fit. Let's check out the fit. What you got going on there?
Man, actually, I'm representing. Man, I'm representing Fraqtals. This is a brand that I help curate their streetwear part. You know, what I mean, we do some distress. We did a little bit of the bleach technique along
Mm-hmm.
with the screen print and the puff. You know, what I mean, cut off the sleeve, did some love. It's actually Belin's birthday today. Happy birthday,
Happy
girl! She's
birthday,
the
bro. Happy
one that.
birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, girl. And so this is one of her fits. I'm repping it, and this is one that we did for Phoenix Fashion Week. They actually wore the stuff I designed on the runway this past. I think it was about in October. Yeah. So
Right.
this is what I mean. This is a little something that we did here at our distress station over there, and I threw some screen print on it, of course.
Nice.
And yes,
Break down
you know what I mean.
the sh-
Break down the whole joint. You know what I mean. You know how we do. So these are the boots, man. My work boots. I go through a pair of Tims probably every year as my work boots, and as I start getting them dirty, I start painting on them and writing my
Exclusive.
affirmations on them. You
Five
know what I
thousand
mean? I
dollars
put my
if you want one of those.
you know what
Paired
I
up.
mean? The last one I threw up here on the light pole. If you can see, that was my video.
Oh,
That
that's
was from
dope. I
the
saw
boots
that
I
video.
wore for like 2 years. So you know what I mean? Like I put in work. And these boots, I wear these boots. I work every day. I
Mm.
have so many nice shoes and nice clothes, but I find myself in my work clothes probably 5 to 6 days out the week. And so, as I'm gonna wear them, I'm gonna kind of rock them and make it my own.
Mm-hmm. DBH LLC says, "Let me know, A-Dubb. I'll meet you out there. I'll definitely hold you to that. And when I'm headed to
So,
Phoenix, I'm gonna post it online, and we can all meet out there at Fractals and get some hands-on training. Grab a pod, and by the time we get home, it'll probably be at our mailbox. Actually, no, it won't be because what you guys have to understand is, like he said, he makes these things. If he doesn't have
yeah.
any in stock, then your unit is going to get made and sent out to you. So there is probably some lead time involved when you make a purchase. So just be patient and know that you're getting something that's quality, it's made in America, it's handmade, and that's going to
Mhm.
last you forever pretty much and enable you to do things that you would have to spend 4 times possibly the amount of money to do, and
And so our lead time is about 5 to 7 days, and it depends how rushed. Like holidays came, seemed like off the last video I did with the X Plug, we've had like a big surge of orders.
mm,
So the lead time is about 10 days now. On the X plugs, I'm able to flip these. We probably flip about 3 of these a week, as in production.
nice.
So it kind of depends on, what season we're in and just how many people order, but they usually don't go out no longer than 21 days. And it's a UPS shipping. You'll get it anywhere in the US, usually
they
around
fresh.
3 to 5 days. Yeah, they fresh. They fresh.
Freshly.
And we do it from the welding, right, all the way to the powder coating.
Wow.
We even do powder coating in-house.
So
It
you had
ain't
to teach
painted,
yourself
it's just
powder
powder
coating
coating.
too. So
That was
go
I had to
games.
build my powder coating oven. You might have seen that video too. We built a powder coating oven
Wow.
um last year in order to just facilitate the orders and making sure I can get all of our parts in there right and just kind of speed up that process. And so really what we're launching next year now that we're in a bigger space. That's another part of our apprenticeship program, man. A-Dubb, this is like probably this is my heart of what we do. It's not just me doing it. I
Mm-hmm.
want to teach others how to, right? So everybody doesn't, if it's a clothing brand and that what you're into, I could teach you how to print. I'm not gatekeeping nothing because really I'm gonna show you why our machine is the best. And I'm gonna show you, and in showing you that, you're gonna learn the process of screen printing. But there's people that are like, they want to work with their hands, like myself, and they're not really into this side of it. They may be more into production, manufacturing. And so we're building up that manufacturing side with local youth. You know what I mean? If that's something that you into and you want to learn welding, powder coating, fabrication,
Wow.
we're opening that part up next year because we really, man, this is we're gonna have it all in house. Like one of the only self-sufficient in-house schools that are doing the vocation part of the manufacturing and the vocation part of the education.
Nice. Nice.
Dive into that.
All right. So before we wrap up, I'm just having so many things going through my head at the same time. A lot of us are working out of our house, right?
Yeah.
A lot of us are limited in space. A lot of us don't have one whole bedroom to dedicate to this stuff. But what I'm looking at
Mhm.
with the fractal system is, in my mind, in order to create the complete system right there, the ideal compact system, I'm telling you what I would want. I would want 2 print pods,
Yeah.
and you can sit them next to each other in a corner, and that can pay for your whole house, your car, your whole savings, your 401k, your 403BB, your kids' sneakers, your college tuition in a corner of your house. And I know some people that are new to screen printing are not understanding what I'm saying. You're not getting it, but if you go explore screen printing, you'll understand what I'm saying, because I've seen 500, 1,000, 1,500 shirt orders get done fast in the automatic, but like you're able to do a lot of this stuff in a real small footprint manually, of course. So you do have to put some labor in there, but the footprint that it takes up is so small. And what stands out to me is the registration area, like the ability to take care of registration just once and sit the screen to the side, and the versatility in what I'm looking at. And once again, I'm going to say it again, the footprint, it's just blowing my mind right now.
Hey, so check, just to give you a perspective of how big this is. So this is only an 8-foot table, right? So in this 8-foot space, we got 4, right? And this is our pro, but when we first moved in, we didn't have, the pro side has the dual side platinum, right?
Mhm.
But on the mini that we're really promoting now, the one sided. So really, you remove that side, and you can push this against the wall. In an 8-foot space, you're able to produce 4 shirts, unlimited color, and do the heat pressing at the same time. So in this 8-foot space, you're right. You could press 1,000 shirts, screen print 1,000 shirts, and that's the size of a room. Like that's a small room, an 8-foot room, right? So you both rooms are like a bedroom is like 10 to 12 feet, right?
Yeah.
So this can go just up against the wall, and it's out of the way, and you still have room for the. So when you think of it in that way, of the space saving, and you could really just delegate one room or one piece of a room
Yeah.
to making that money, it's a no-brainer. Like, yeah, you
Because
know
the
what I mean?
thing
I
is,
get it. I came from where you at.
yeah, the carousel, that circular system just takes up so much space because it's a big circle, and you can't really efficiently sit that in your house or sit that in, like this can fit in a corner and do the same thing. Like a corner, like kind of like like a small end table, like that you put on the side of your bed, that can sit right next to that, and you can straight do like a 500 3-color job, right? It's just blowing my mind, right? So
You're right. Like I don't know who designed that. I've never been in a circle room. Have you been? I've never been in a room that was a circle
right,
room, right? So those big circle presses, you have a lot of dead space that you can't do nothing in this in this square room with a circle machine.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like with this concept of being able to put this against the wall and it lines up this whole wall and still be able to like outproduce any other manual print shop in the city is wild.
Yeah. Hey man. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate your time. Your equipment is amazing. It's revolutionary. I like how you've integrated all the heating element along with the pressing element, along with the registration element, simplifying the whole screen printing process, especially for beginners. And you went above and beyond by offering the training for absolutely free. Is that any from the one station pod all the way to like if they want to buy more pods, a bigger package, the learning part is free, correct?
Yeah, man, I'm teaching you for free. Like this is what we do every day anyway. So, like if you just sign up for I just put new dates up actually for the screen printing course starting. It's in January. I want to say the 10th. Anyway, check the website, go into training, and you'll be able to see when the next one starts. And from there, they're gonna be every 2 weeks. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna teach you for free. And you just when you register for it, just say, "Hey, I want to see this, or I want to learn how to do this." And we're gonna incorporate your ideas and the things that you really want to learn. And we're gonna start it from the digital. If we jump right into screen printing and just teaching you those techniques. It's about that pressure and that angle and that consistency.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's not really hard when you think about it. And I'm gonna break it down for you because that's what we do. I've been doing it for 15 years or more. Talk to me, A-Dubb.
I gotta go get some money. I gotta get to work because I'm gonna need one of these. So guys,
you got to, Dubb.
Yeah, I definitely have to because I have two schools that I work with, and prior to this year I've been outsourcing my screen printing, and the end of last year I started doing a lot of it myself, and I realized how easy it is because I got I'm a pusher. I push. So I've you
You
push.
pusher.
I see you pushing.
You a pusher.
So I'm doing it right.
No, I pull.
No. A little while ago, you was pushing. I saw it.
I was pushing. I pull, man. To me, I have more control when I pull.
Oh, so you pull. Okay.
Yeah, when I pull, I have more control with it. I pushed a few times. I only like if it's winter, man. I had some space that had no heat, no nothing. So in that white, when you do white, it's thicker. But I don't like to push, man. I feel like I have less control when I'm pushing.
Okay.
To me, I just get more feel of it.
Angle it a different way when you
and you angle it different. That's just how I was taught. And so to me, pulling it, I have more. It's just a little better for me.
Yeah, I wonder what percentage of people pull versus push.
That's a good.
That's like left twigs versus right twigs.
Right.
One guy was like, man, I blew my elbows out. I don't know how he blew his elbows out. He did a lot of. I'm like, bro, I don't know how you did that, but and so to me, I pulled right, and to me, it's just easy. I've been doing it for 15 years, and I've been blowing my elbows out.
Let me think.
So,
He's
doing too much pressure. Like it ain't. That's too much, bro.
Automatic machine, it pulls the ink across and it pushes the ink down. See?
Okay, when it's pushing it, it's flooding it.
You sure?
It's not printing.
I thought the pull was the flood. On automatic.
Nah.
Okay.
Usually it's the push, they're flooding it, and then they're pulling it back.
Okay.
And then they're pushing it to flood, and then they're pulling it back. So those autos have those two squeegees on it. That one is flooding it this way, boom, and then it sits down and it pulls it.
So the push is to put the ink across the screen.
Yeah, so I need to change my tactics then.
If you're early in the game, change it up. That's me because I'll teach you everything I know about pulling. I can't teach you nothing about pushing. That's just real.
Dope. Listen, thank you so much for coming on, man. I appreciate you. I could tell right now that you're a wealth of knowledge. I gotta connect or try my best to connect you and Express Screen. I know you talked to him before, but the combination with what y'all got
Yeah.
what you got going on and what Express Screen got going on and the price points just make sense. And it's crazy that y'all haven't been able to link up both aspects as far as creating your screen digitally to make that have a small footprint and not having to burn your screen, and also with the
Yeah.
fractal system, actually creating the finished product in a small form factor. That's crazy that y'all haven't linked up yet, but it's all good. All things
We'll
come in
do
due
it.
time.
Yeah, it's coming.
Right, right.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Yeah.
So Swin,
For sure, man. And I just want to say, man, thank you, A-Dubb, man. I remember I ran into you. We didn't get a chance to talk about this story. We ran into each other, I want to say Long Beach.
yeah,
Is
yeah, it
when
was
I
Long Beach
first
years
met
ago, a
you.
few years ago, like I'd say
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 years
Yeah.
ago. Yeah,
Something like that. And I was new and I actually had an opportunity to showcase Fractals. It was probably our first version of it at the expo, right? But I remember seeing you because I, seeing you guys online. It was you and a couple of other influencers, man. And I
Mhm.
remember just going up to you guys and introducing y'all. Y'all was cool people. We ended up having a drink, just sitting around talking,
Yep.
what I mean, shooting shit about whatever. But and it's dope that everything comes full circle. So when it's perfect timing, it's perfect timing.
That's it. That's it. Hey man, thank you so much for joining in, and I appreciate all your information. It's been my pleasure introducing my audience to your products, and the only reason why I'm introducing to y'all to these products is because I feel like the return on investment is bananas. That little $1,900 is not like you can literally make that job back in your first job. Much less you can go. This is the thing. The he's totally eliminated the learning process. You know how the learning curve, we got to embroider, we got to learn this, we got to learn the tension, he's going to teach you how to do the whole thing. You buy the thing for $1,900, and if you go through the actual training and learn how to use the product, your first order, you're good to go. So you can take that large order job right starting off and be good to go because the training and everything is in it's like done for you. It's like yo, I salute you for coming
When
up
you
with this
order
and
your first
streamlining
order,
everything.
no problem, no problem. When you get that starter pack, and that's if you're just starting off screen printing, it's good to get the starter pack that comes with it because it comes with 4 screens. You get the rack, um, our ink system that allows you to put the ink on there. Pretty simple. It's like we use the caulk gun method, but we filled up the caulk
Mm,
thing with ink, so it keeps it really clean for you. You
interesting.
get that, you'll get squeegees, right? But when you get that pack, right, you will those screens, you'll get your image. We burn your first screen for you. So even coming out the box, you got your screens already burned with the images that you sent us, and you're ready to print out the dough, man.
Yo, you
Like
just
I'm
blew
trying
my
to make it
mind
too
again
easy.
because I never heard or I've never seen the caulk gun method to put ink on the
Let me show you that
screen.
too.
My gosh.
Yeah, come on, man. We tell you, and I think this is something we really gonna push out come the top of the year. But let me see.
Because
We
that
got it
makes the
in
whole
here. Okay.
process cleaner because part of getting that ink on the screen is the ability to scoop it up with the spatula and sit on there without messing everything up.
Yeah,
Right.
fractals good.
So this is something that too, what I mean, innovative because he's the one that gets a lot of ink out of there, and you always getting your hands dirty, getting and all that mess. So
That's
just
creative.
realize that we can actually get these and fill them up with ink. So we sending them out to you guys and make it real simple that when you're putting them on the screen, it ain't that dirty part where you got to get your hands
Wow.
dirty because every time you put ink on the screen, it takes forever. You know what I mean? It just slows your process down because your hands and all that stuff. The thing about screen printing, the rule number one is this in the shop: stay clean. You got to stay clean, and this is one of those tools that help you stay clean.
Yeah. So T-Town T-shirt
Yeah.
says check, check, check. Hold on. Check, 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 check. All right. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my audio. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Am I back yet? No, I'm not back yet. Can y'all hear me? In the chat? Can y'all hear me in the chat? Check. I don't know what's going on. I can hear you. I can hear you, but you can't hear me. Can you guys hear me in the chat? Can you guys hear me in the chat? You should be able to, because my levels are jumping. Somebody said it's echoing. I'm gonna chalk it up as technology failing, guys. I know you guys can hear me. Let me see if I can still hear myself on YouTube. Let me see if I can still hear myself online. Somebody said it's an echo. Let me see if I can still hear myself. Something went wrong here with my stream. Echoing. Interesting. I don't know what's going on here. I'm totally lost. Hold on. I didn't hit a button or anything. Hold on. My echo is not on. Check. Am I back regular? Hold on. Check. All right, guys. Yeah. No, I'm not back regular. Something's going on with my audio, guys. So I'm going to thank Swin for coming on the live today. It's a shame that we have to end like this, but something's going on with my audio. But thank you so much for tuning in. And we will. I hear you guys. And I'm sure you guys can hear him too. But we're gonna end the live right now. And thank Swin for coming on. Everybody say thank you, Swin, and go check him out on Fraqtals on Instagram. And yeah, just like that, guys. All right. And you'll be seeing some of his equipment on this channel coming up this year. So all right. Talk to you guys on the next live.